And that's a taped version, too. Oh, we're on. Hi there, everybody. Yes, it's your good friend Pozzible here. And I'm here with my good friend Bucky.
Hi.
And today we're going to review together The Oz, the Great and Powerful. Put a little effects there for you.
You're missing the colon.
To make it magical. You know, they don't have a colon, see? They just say
on
Oz.
IMDb, there's a colon.
Well, IMDb can, you know what they can do. Anyways, we got here basically the prequel to how the great and powerful Wizard of Oz got to the land of Oz, a name named after him even before he arrived. And that's quite a powerful name. James Franco, of course, is the main character, Oscar, also known as Oz. He is a street magician. He really wants to, I think, though, there's a small part of him that really wants to be somebody important. Wouldn't you say, Bucky?
Yes. He even says he doesn't want to be a good man. He wants to be a great one.
Exactly. So there's this real desire to, I think, on one hand, to help people. On the other hand, he really hopes to really just be famous and be loved and loved by many. You get a real sense at the beginning, the story of his father and how his father was a hard worker, farmer, and he worked himself basically to death. So there was that fear, and eventually, as you do in these stories, you get transplanted to the land of Oz from Kansas. Now, did it bother you something that he was actually in Kansas?
No.
You think that, okay, because he really could have been anywhere, technically speaking.
I get, but the thing is, I think I heard somewhere that they want to establish the storyline that he may actually be related to Dorothy.
Right, they do give us that hint. Should we reveal how that is, or just
not just now?
Yeah, leave that for the spoil. Anyway, he gets transplanted to Oz, where he immediately meets up with Mila Kunis, and goes to the Emerald City. And his mission, his task, is to destroy the evil witch. And the story has many twists and turns. They bring back a lot of they bring up a lot of hints, don't you think?
Hints as far as
the original, the 1939 version.
I wouldn't say hints, but they do start revealing, like, for instance, there's a lion in the forest, and at first it's about to attack Oz, and then he does his little illusion, and all of a sudden the lion becomes cowardly and runs off.
Right, he scares off the lion and everything. For me, ultimately, when it comes to this movie, I found this movie severely lacking. I had want for more. The line I've been using a lot with people is what's supposed to be a magical journey really comes out to be a cheap trick. You really feel that it was just kind of, I don't know. You just couldn't. I personally could not connect with what was going on. I got what was going on, but it didn't make me feel nervous. I was never scared. I can remember seeing the original one and seeing those flying monkeys and actually feeling scared. One thing for me though, ultimately was also his traveling companions, which are not shown here. You see the main characters, which is James Franco and the three witches, but his quote unquote traveling companions. Remember how Dorothy had the lion, Nick Chopper, and the Scarecrow, and you'll understand in a minute, kids. There's a little bit of controversy on the silver guy's name.
You mean the Tin Woodsman?
Tin Man. His name is actually Nick Chopper.
But they refer to him in the 1939 movie. They refer to him as the Tin Woodman.
You can also call him Tin Man if you want.
No, not really. Not really.
People refer to him as Tin Man.
Well, that's people that are uneducated.
Yes. So for those who are more educated, we can...
But the thing is, I am going to disagree with you on some points.
Go ahead.
Although, I found the movie very intriguing. Because this is actually closer to the books. Not many people have read the books. In fact, I've never even read the books myself. But I did find that now, granted, you have to remember that Oz is a womanizer. And I found that the love story between him and Mila Kunis' character, that was really the only part that was really lacking. I didn't get the sense that it flowed. I felt that it just kind of, they kept on taking it up a notch with each scene that they were in, but it didn't progressively flow. And the 3D effects, if you are going to see this movie, see it in 3D. The 3D I thought was very good. And this is going to be the one negative thing I do say about this movie is that people think that Mila Kunis's acting in this is mediocre at best. I thought her acting in it was okay up until she transformed into the Wicked Witch. Then it seems that she got acting lessons from William Shatner. Her acting was so hammy. But and this is the saving grace for the movie. There's a scene where Oz uses all of the people in the Emerald City to help create this illusion to scare off the witches, and that scene had me glued to my seat.
That was one of the best scenes in the movie, I will admit. The ending was pretty good. The acting, in my opinion, is top-notch. I have no complaints about James Franco, Michelle Williams, Rachel Weisz, and Mila Kunis. All did an awesome job.
Also, I will also give credit also to Joey King, the actress who played the girl in the wheelchair at the beginning of the movie.
Yes.
And in Oz, she played the China doll girl.
Right.
And to me, her voice, you feel for her. She did what I think is the best acting in the movie.
Exactly. The acting, like I said, very top-notch. You know, one thing I will have to admit, Bucky, I know what you mean about the romance in the beginning, but I felt like the romance was never really meant to be. It was supposed to come to an abrupt halt because he, like you said, he's a womanizer, so he wants women to know he's interested in them, but he doesn't want to be tied down with them. And Mila Kunis, you know, he was able to seduce her to the point where she's ready for marriage, you know? Be interested if this wasn't a children's story, what they would do. The other problem I did have with this movie was the differences in the monkeys. The monkeys were more like chimps in the original. Here they were baboons. And you actually met a chimp who was like a chimp butler, you know?
Right.
And you know, they do a lot of the stuff, like in the first one, there's a connection between Oz and the real world. Like he says something to this buddy of his, not really a buddy, but his assistant. He says something to him, and it's no doubt why Zach Braff was the monkey character, you know? I wish they would have done a little bit more. One thing I will say also, keep an eye out for Bruce Campbell's cameo appearance. As you know, this was directed by Sam Raimi. And, you know, of course, he's going to give his buddy a cameo appearance. That said, ultimately, with Oz, I have to admit, I give it a pass. I did not care for it. I felt it was lacking. The magic just wasn't there. And compared to the original, I should say.
I believe when I rated this, I ended up giving it a B-.
If you want to see Bucky's full review, you can go to unleashtherobots.com/Oz.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
I do believe I gave it a B- because, like I said, I thought the movie was great. However, Mila Kunis, after she transformed, the movie kind of fell a little bit. Mm-hmm. But I'm not going to dismiss the whole movie because of just that.
It was pretty long. Like I said, I didn't care for it ultimately. But if you want a good magical experience, go see the original again, the 1939 version. And until then, guys, we will see you at the theaters.